Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video, I'm giving you the latest up-to-date information for the therapist tasks. There's a fair few in the game, and we're updating all our videos for each wipe, so this is up-to-date for patch point 12.9 and should be good for the rest of the wipe. I'll put pin notes down below if there's anything else you guys need to know. But besides that, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So first up, the quest shortage requires you to find 3 Salewers in raid and then hand them into therapists. Now, in the past, the easiest and fastest way to get this done was to upgrade the generator in the hideout and then the med station and craft them in the hideout. It's still a fairly fast way to do it, but to get the generator now, you do need a spark plug. So you'll either need to go into Interchange and try and find one in Interchange in either the back of Ollie or back of Goshen. Or the next best bet is to search all the technical supply crates and tool crates to find, or toolboxes to find a spark plug that way, and then be able to upgrade the generator. However, that is if you wanted to craft them. My suggestion would be you probably should go to all the med spawns in the game to just find the Salewers. You should find them pretty quickly. Customs is actually pretty good now. We call it the crack house. You can find it in there. Otherwise, if you go to the big Skeletor building in the middle of the map of customs, inside there is a room that has a lot of supplies for meds, and you can find it in there hopefully. Otherwise, there's another medical supply crate on the top floor. Other options, you can go into Interchange, into the Emicon room and search in Emicom. Other options is you go to Interchange and you check out Mantis. You can try and find them in there. And there is also in Shoreline, you can search around Shoreline and hidden stashes. Over time, you will find these fairly quickly though. They're not the most rarest items for the med side of things, and you'll be able to pick them up and hand them in for the quest. The next quest you'll have is Sanitary Standards. For this one, you need to find a gas analyzer in raid and hand it in. And then Sanitary Standards Part 2, which is the follow-on quest, requires you to find 2 in raid and hand it in. So to find one in raid, you can go to filing cabinets, and I've had a fair bit of luck trying to find these in filing cabinets, or you can go into Interchange and search in the Ollie store. There's a row of shelves towards the front of the store that can have gas analyzers spawn there. But overall, my biggest luck has been recently finding these inside filing cabinets. Now, filing cabinets are in a lot of the maps, and personally, go to customs, go into the 2-story dorms and 3-story dorms. There's a fair few filing cabinets in there. And you can also search jackets which are close by and make a bit of a loot run as you're early level or low level here to try and pick up some keys and also get the gas analyzers here. Operation Aquarius Part 1 requires you to go into the 2-story dorms, room 206, and then just got to walk inside the room. And then once you've done that, extract and survive the raid, and you'll complete this quest. You can get these keys quite commonly through jackets and scav backpacks. But if you haven't found it yet, the flea market will have it pretty much dirt cheap by the time you get to level 10 and be able to pick up it that way. Now for Operation Aquarius Part 2, you need to kill 15 scavs on customs. The best bet to do killing scavs on customs is you want to go to either New Gas or dorms, depending on which side of the map, and then head to the other one and then extract, keeping an eye out for sniper scavs. There is no follow-on quest that I don't believe, at least that they haven't, unless it's changed. There's no follow-on quest to this one, so you don't need to rush it, but it is a quest that you will want to get done over time. Next up, we have Painkiller. For this quest, you need to find 4 morphine in raid and hand it in. If you check out those med spawns that I was talking about for the Salewers, you can find morphine there. The coolest and fastest way to pick up these morphine sticks is to kill raiders. So if you go into either labs or in reserve and you hunt down the raiders in either of those 2 maps, you can get these morphine sticks really fast found in raid. Otherwise, the medical supply crates, which you can find on reserve or woods, is a fairly fast way of doing it. And then obviously the custom spawns that I spoke about earlier. Another option with Painkiller is you can craft the morphine in the hideout at med station level 2. If you've been upgrading your hideout as you're progressing through the quest line, this is another safe way to get the found in raid morphines. Personally, I like to upgrade my hideout as much as possible, just so then that way when I'm stuck on a quest, I can craft items. And particularly when you get to stuff like vertexes and stuff, you'll want to have that intel center upgraded. So leveling up med center to level 3 is going to help out with getting that stuff done. So if you haven't started upgrading your hideout, personally, I think it's a smart idea, but it's up to you if you want to go down that path. Pharmacist, for this quest, you need the dorms 114 key. This is for the 2-story dorms. There is a car that actually has a jacket in the back of it and a fairly high chance to spawn this key. So if you've got up to this quest before level 10, that is a way of getting this key nice and early. Once you get that key, head into the 114 room in 2-story dorms. On top of the safe, there'll be a briefcase. Survive and extract the raid, and you can hand this quest in. Car repair. For this one, you need to hand in 4 car batteries and 8 spark plugs. There is no follow-on quest for this one, and so you don't need to rush it, but it is a quest you will need for the Kappa container, so you need to get it done over time. For the 4 car batteries, and these need to be found in raid, you can craft the car batteries from using a tank battery. It's quite expensive to do it that way, but if you don't want to find these in the back of Goshen or Ollie, this is the fastest and easiest way. However, if you go to the back right-hand corner of Goshen, there is a pretty high spawn chance there, or the back left-hand side of Ollie. I'll have it highlighted on a map so you guys can see the spot I'm talking about. This is where you will find car batteries. As for spark plugs, technical supply crates, toolboxes, or where those car batteries spawn, you can find spark plugs there. And you will find these over time and be able to hand them in. Supply plans. For this one, you need to go into woods. Then you go to the cabins in the lumber mill. And down in the bottom cabin area, there is the closest cabin to the big mountain is the cabin you need to go into. And underneath the bed, there will be a folder for you to pick up. And then you need to survive and extract the raid. Personally, I'd rather hand this one into Skier because you have the option. You'll get more rubles that way and not much less XP. But it's a personal preference. You can hand this into Therapist. There's no issues with that. Healthcare Privacy Part 1. For this one, you need 3 of the markers, and then you need to head into Shoreline. There are 2 ambulances located near the tunnel extract, and then the 3rd ambulance is located up at the resort between the 2 buildings, or between the 2 wings. The ambulance is there. You need to mark each of these, and then after you've marked all 3 of them, survive and extract the raid. If you die after you mark all 3, that's fine. You just need to go into another Shoreline raid and survive and extract, and you can hand this one in. Healthcare Privacy Part 2. For this quest, you need to get the West 306 key. There is a fixed spawn location on Factory inside the locker rooms. You can loot it there. And then once you've got the key, you can head into Shoreline and run into the West Wing 306 room. And on the window ledge, you'll find the item required to hand it in. So pick up that item, survive and extract the raid, and hand it in. If you're struggling to get the key, you can buy it on the flea market. Depending on where it is in the wipe, it can be quite expensive, but there is the factory option if you want to go down that path. Healthcare Privacy Part 3. For this, go into woods, and by the lake, there will be a van that's been crashed into the lake. You need to go up to the sliding door side. You'll see some blood on the side of it, and you need to loot the blood sample. Survive and extract the raid, and you can hand this one in. No dramas whatsoever. Healthcare Privacy Part 4. You need to have the health skill level 4 to hand this in. Now, with the recent changes to how skills are leveled, you shouldn't have an issue getting to level 4 health to hand this in. You will also unlock a quest, Apple a Day Keeps the Doctor Away, where you hand in 400,000 rubles to get 2 levels in health. Hold off on handing this quest in until you have level 8 health, and then you can go straight to level 10 for a future quest where you need level 10 health. Because it gives you 2 levels. So not 200 points, but 2 levels. So the later you can hold on to hand that one in, the faster you'll be able to get the athlete quest done. So wait till level 8, hand it in then, and you'll have no dramas for the athlete quest, which is literally the next quest I'm about to talk about. Athlete, learn level 10 health skill. I'll quickly touch on how the health skill levels. So by leveling up your endurance or your strength skill, you'll level up your health skill. So just by sprinting around, either underweight or overweight, you'll level up both those 2, and then that will level up your health skill and also taking damage. So it's because of the recent changes to skill leveling, there shouldn't be too many issues with this. But once you get to level 8, hand in an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and then you'll be sweet there. Healthcare Privacy Part 5. For this one, you need to go into Nighttime Factory, get the 3 gunpowders of the blue gunpowders. You want to go into the breach room on the 3rd floor of Factory in the office area. And then once you're inside there, place down each 3 of these gunpowders and then survive and extract the raid. And you'll be able to hand this quest in. Private Clinic. For this, you need to hand in 2 found in raid ophthalmoscopes and a found in raid LEDX. And this is a big ticket quest to make a heap of money. Now for the ophthalmoscopes, the Ultra Medical room is a really great place to try and get the ophthalmoscopes. Whilst you're also in there, keep an eye out for the LEDX or defibrillators for a future quest for a different trader. And you can try and get it that way. That would be the fastest and easiest way to get this quest done. Otherwise, any of the med bag spawns or medical supply crates have ophthalmoscopes in there. So that's an option for you there. As for the LEDXs, they're a very sought after item, and so you'll have to decide which path you like the best. They do spawn in labs, but the spawn rate's quite low and the competition in that map is quite brutal. So I'd avoid labs to try and get yourself a found in raid LEDX. The ultra medical room is quite good for it, and if the power is on and you're closest to that spawn, you should have a fairly solid chance getting in there to get that. There is also a spawn in the pharmacy, the Emicom, and also the Mantis store. The spawns in those rooms are quite low. I haven't found them there myself, and I've checked a lot of times. But the best bet, if you really are trying to find it, is to go over to Shoreline and then get ready for the list of places, because there's a lot. You want to go to West Wing 205. The 203 key also lets you in there. It's on the nightstand in the 205 room. The West Wing 216 room, I've never found one in there, but apparently the wiki page reckons you can. West Wing 301 has a few spawns in there. So as soon as you enter the 301 room, on top of the big water containers or on the floor in front of them, has a LEDX spawn. Otherwise, head into the room just behind them, and there can be spawned on the table in there as well. West Wing 104, this is right near that hole in the wall room. You can find one in there on the shelves. Heading all the way over to the East Wing 107 can have it spawn in there. The East Wing 110 room. Now, this is the key with tape room. This is a very high chance spawn rate in this room, so this is why this room's charged by a lot of people. Inside the shower area, on the ground, and also on the tables outside of that area, you can find, or inside that room but outside the shower area, you can also find it in there. Then heading up to the East 226 room, you can use the 222 key to get in there, but the 226 room, behind the doorway, there's some shelving. You can get up to 3 LEDXs, I think, on these shelves. I found 2 in the one raid. I've never found 3. Up to the top floor, East 313. It's in the room where there's like a med bag and there's like a big box. It can spawn on the top corner of that big box right next to, I think, a weapon crate. And then also in East 328, which the utility key gets you in that room, you can find it on the table in there. The last spawn for Shoreline is also in the administration building down the bottom of the admin building, as there's like a cabinet falling down into the bottom section. You can also loot it off that little like food tray that's located down there. I've found one there as well. So once you get one of these LEDXs, survive and extract the raid, and you can hand these in and you'll get yourself a thick item case depending on what time of the wipe. This is like 16 to 20 million rubles worth of value. I personally always sell mine because then I can use it to finish up the hideout, get the Bitcoin farm going, get any other quest stuff I need, or get more gear so I can complete more quests. It's just an investment. I think this extra space is not worth it compared to what I can do with that money. Decontamination Service. In the past, this is one of my most hated quests, but they've changed it and it's not as bad anymore. You need to go into Interchange and kill 40 scavs whilst wearing a respirator, and you need to be within 60 meters. In the past, you had to wear a 3M armor. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Get into Interchange, put a respirator on, get close up, and just kill all the scavs in the map. For scavs on that map, the longer you stay in there, the more scavs spawn. If you just try and run in and kill the scavs and get out, you probably won't find a lot. But Killer does count as a scav. So if you want, you could probably take a respirator in and start farming Killer if you're on the Stylish 1 quest. General wares. For this, you need to find 15 Tushonka beef cans and hand it in for a quest. You can find these or get these from crafting in the hideout. It's a personal preference if you want to do it that way. It's pretty expensive. But Goshen has a heap of the Tushonka cans on the shelves throughout the whole of Goshen. So search all the freezers that are aimed, like you have to get on top of to look down on, all the shelving, and you can usually find up to 5 of these in a raid. So if you're really trying to get it done, that's the best bet. And you don't need to have this quest done really quickly because there's no follow-on quest. But once you do need to have this quest done for the collector. Colleagues Part 1. For this, you need to go into Shoreline, and I've spoken about it in previous guides, but you need to go to the 3 locations for there's like these stretches that you have to go to. So first one's outside a lock cottage. There's a dead body on the ground towards the fence, towards the resort. Go over to near that body. You'll have this one done. Head over to the pier where the office building is. As soon as you enter the building, that will have that one done. And then head up to the resort. And in between the 2 resorts, there's the helicopter. And there's some bodies out the front of the helicopter towards the direction of the resort. And run over that body there, and you will have this quest complete after you survive and extract the raid. Colleagues Part 2. For this, you need to go to the locked cottage on Shoreline. You'll need the cottage key to get in there. Once you're inside there, head up to the top floor, and it's the room directly in front of you as you're going up the staircase. And inside the pot plant, you'll find the ophthalmoscope. After you've done that, head down to the pier, and in the top floor of the office area in the pier, you'll need to jump on top of one of the desks next to the computer and safe, and on top of the big wardrobe, you'll find the CMS kit. Loot that, survive and extract the raid, and hand these in. Colleagues Part 3. Now, currently, it's not worth completing this quest. There is another quest that says to kill Senator, and Colleagues Part 3 requires you to not kill Senator, but hand in 2 stims, a blue and green keycard, which doesn't need to be found in raid, and it will give you a heap of rewards and a violet keycard. Now, the value of the violet keycard is not that high right now, so this is not worth doing. But if you do want to find these keycards, I'll put a link down below to my guides where all the keycards spawn, and you can farm them yourself, or you can buy them on the flea market. But at this point in time, it's not worth completing this quest. But if you do want to complete it, 2 stims, the black keycard room on labs is the best by far place to get stims, or you can use the key with tape on Shoreline and go into that office to try and get some stims there. Now, for some other quests that you don't always have to do, or are part of another quest chain, Postman Pat Part 2. This is when you complete Postman Pat Part 1 from Prepper. You'll have to hand this quest in to Therapist. It's very straightforward. You just complete the Prepper quest, you have the quest unlocked for Therapist, and then you hand it in, and then that's it. That's straight, easy, done. Out of curiosity, this is linked to the Chemical Part 4 quest for Skier. You'll hand this quest in to Skier 99% of the time. So out of curiosity, don't worry about unless you really want to get that med case early on. But personally, I think handing Chemical Part 4 to Ski is the better option. Trust Regained. For this, you need to get a 303 key, ZB014, customs checkpoint key, and a gas station closet key. Hand them into Therapist, and you'll get some rep. None of these need to be found in raid. It's a very straightforward quest. If you want to just tick it off, you probably have to spend about 200,000 rubles in buying keys on the flea market, and you can just get it out of your task list if you want to. There's no requirement. That rep doesn't really do much once you get to this point of completing quests. So guys, that is it for the Therapist task guide. There was a lot to cover, and hopefully you guys have learned some stuff from it. I've tried to keep in as many tips and tricks in that. If you found it useful, please do take the time to like and comment on it for the YouTube algorithm, and share it with any friends that are new to Tarkov and are looking for extra assistance with these guides. It takes a lot of time and effort for us to put these together, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And yeah, I do appreciate all the support you guys give me. If you want to keep up to date with all the latest content I put out, make sure you subscribe and notification bell to help out there. Help me get towards that 1 million subs. It's going to take a while to get there, but everyone does count. And I also do stream on Twitch every day of the week. So go down, link below, give me a follow there, and go to Tarkov questions. I'll try my best to answer them all during my live stream. Anyway, guys, lastly, I'll see you next time.